Quote of the day, the 12th of December, 2025.
Many people wake up and wonder, how did I get here? When I had different goals, different things that I hope to achieve. How did my path go so astray? Well, depending what we allow to gather our attention and hold it is where we end up putting our energy. Today, I want to talk about focus. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Endure, Believe, Rise. I hope this message reaches you in good energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. Quote of the day: the beginning of change starts with a shift in focus. Billy Alsbrooks. Song of the day: Spectre by Bad Omens. There are so many different things that we are competing against for our focus and our attention in our day to day lives. And these things must be acknowledged and controlled to the best of our ability. Now, we cannot control every single thing that is out there that is in our senses: our sense of smell, our sense of sight, our sense of touch, our verbalization or our sense of taste, and our sense of hearing. With these five senses, and that to include also our sixth sense, it is paramount in understanding that this is how our attention is grabbed. We could see something come across our vision. We could taste something that we are eating and it can trigger a memory. We can smell something like a perfume or an aroma. We could hear a certain sound or a song, or we can touch something, a fabric or a piece of metal or something of that nature, right? And any of these things, any of these areas can take away our senses. We also have our sixth sense, which also goes into our mental, spirituality, and emotional state. Now, with so many different ways of having our attention taken, right? With all these senses, it's impossible to 100 completely disassociate or control all distractions. There's going to be some, but it is paramount that you mitigate and minimize the distractions that are in your life to the best degree that you can. The same way that you have these six different senses on which you can be distracted are also the same way that you can take these six senses and hone in on what you or hope to accomplish in your what you hope to achieve, what your goals, what obstacles are we trying to overcome, right? At the end of the day, I say it a lot, and there's quite a few people who definitely disagree with what I'm saying, but I totally 100% without any provocation agree exactly on the statement. And the statement is simply: if you show me who you're hanging around with, I'm going to show you what you've been doing, going to be doing in 10 years, right? You show me where your focus is, and I'll show you what you're going to end up be doing, right? At the end of the day, you have to be paramount on your focus. If your focus is on hanging out and having a good time, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to take as much time off as you can. You're going to make sure that you have those gatherings and those social events with your family. You're going to make sure that you're at all the bar mitzvahs, all of the parties, all of the weddings, all of the gatherings, the birthdays. You're going to be going to those. If your focus is primarily on money, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to be searching for investment opportunities. You're going to be picking up as much overtime as you can. You're going to be working quite honestly as much as you can to gather that money, and you're going to miss out on those social gatherings. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have one or the other. Doesn't mean that you have to only focus on money or only focus on having a good time. There is a medium that you can have. There is a balance. You can be tipped more one way than the other. You can be like, I want to primarily focus on my money, but I also want to have a little good time sometimes. Or you know what? I primarily want to focus on gathering, hanging out, spending time with my loved ones, but I also want to have enough income to survive, right? You don't have to have one without the other, but wherever your primary focus is, that's what you're going to see the abundance of in your life. To start to change that, to start to achieve something, to start to obtain our goals, we have to ask ourselves, where is our focus? Not even necessarily what do we want, why do we want it, what are we focused on? When we go to the grocery store and we're buying food, are we buying food for flavor? Are we buying food for what's going to taste good? Are we buying food for what's going to last? Or are we buying food that is the best nutritious value for ourselves? Depending on what you're focusing on is where you're going to end up spending that money, right? We know these dry goods, these goods that have several preservatives in them, these are going to come cheap and abundant. They're going to sit on the shelf for quite a while. We don't have to replace them, but they're probably not the best choice for nutrition, for antioxidants, for vitamins, right? Versus if we buy some fruits and some fresh vegetables, these are going to be a better choice for antioxidants, for vitamins, for nutrition, but they're not going to last that long. They have a very limited shelf life before they spoil, right? Same things, and we can go on and on with these analogies, but where your focus is where you will start to gravitate toward. It will show you what it is. If you want to make a change in your life, if you want to start to achieve different things, start by asking yourself, what is your focus? I guarantee you, if you start to really think about what the primary objective is in your life, you'll see where your focus is, and then you can start to understand why you do or don't have the things that you want. All right, guys, I need you to take care of yourselves. Please be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.